All right, so if we can get started by telling us your name, the position you're running for, and a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so my name is Meredith Turner. It's Meredith M. Turner on the ballot. I am running to retain my seat on the Cuyahoga County Council, District 9, which includes Bedford, Bedford Heights, Cleveland Wards 1 and 4, Highland Hills, North Randall, Orange, Pepper Pike, Shaker, Warrensville, and Woodmere.
Awesome, thank you. Minority vendors have historically received less than 1% of all county contracts. If reelected, how do you use your seat to rectify this issue?
Okay. So I was actually appointed, so it's, we have to be careful with the language. That's why I say I'm seeking to keep my seat. I was appointed on November 11th through the Cuyahoga County Democratic Party's process when there's a vacancy. I have been on the job about 155 days, so I am still learning the job. I'm doing the job and I'm trying to keep it at the same time. I sit on the Finance and Budgeting Committee, as well as procurement, public works, procurement, and contracting. What I have noticed as a member of those committees is that we see, all we see is contracts, right? So my commitment, I'm seeing diversity. I'm just not seeing enough inclusion and equity in this process. So from my lens, that's what I'm looking for. I'm interested to know how people are accessing the county's process to do business. So I'm taking your word for it right now, the statistics that you just shared with me. And I haven't really been in there long enough to actually determine that for myself. I mean, as a citizen, as a Black woman, been living here all my life, that's true. Your statement is probably true. My role on council is to try to figure out why that figure is so low. There's another entity called the Board of Control. We have two representatives from council who sit on that body, and they approve any contracts, any work under $1 million. So anything $1 million and over, it comes directly to council. Everything under that goes through that Board of Control, which really is run out of the executive's office. So, my goal over the next 60 to 90 days is to really understand the process of how a vendor, how a business, a small business, particularly a minority business, can do business with the county, and what are some of the barriers to them getting that work. And I commit to increasing that number.
Why are you the best candidate for the seat?
I am the best candidate for a time such as this, because I've been a reluctant candidate. I didn't seek this title or position. I have been active in my community, ever since I got home from college, which was about 1998. That's when I met the Honorable late Stephanie Tubbs Jones at her parade. Started going to her office and volunteering. Her staff embraced me, mentored me, until her passing in 2008. I have supported candidates up and down the state, federally, state races, regional and local races. We just had All-Star Weekend, so maybe you could relate to this analogy. And I'm a former basketball player. I have more assists than LeBron James. I have been working to help people get in position, giving them a good pass so they can take the shot, because they were in the best position at that time. With the former councilwoman, our current Congresswoman Shontel Brown's ascension to Congress, it created this vacancy. And so we often, repeat, pretty quotes, being the change that you want to see. I saw an opportunity for me to step up in leadership. I was in the paint. I had 3 seconds to make a decision, and I decided to take the shot. And they say, when you're in the paint, you're supposed to go hard. So that's what I did. I secured the appointment overwhelmingly. from that body, the Central Committee. I've been, as I stated, learning the job, doing the job, and trying to keep it all at the same time. So I've been multitasking. I am the best person for this job because I've been committed to every single thing that I've ever done in my life. I'm going to treat each constituent in this county like I would treat myself, with the utmost respect, hard work, determination. And I have the passion. I truly care about the health and wealth of our county. So, educationally, I prepared. Professionally, I've been an educator, used to teach 6th, 7th, and 8th grade in both Cleveland and Shaker school systems. Before I did a 10-year stint with U.S. Senator Sherrod Brown. So I'm very familiar already with macro government processes. I'm, again, learning how the county interacts with the federal government and the municipalities, et cetera, but it's not foreign to me. And I spent the last 4 years working at Cuyahoga County Board of Elections, facilitating democracy. So I think that trifecta of experience puts me in a really good position to be effective for the citizens in this county. And so for such a time as this, I believe those are the reasons that I'm most qualified to continue on council at this time.
What will you do to increase home ownership in areas that have historically suffered from disinvestment and redlining?
We're gonna borrow the money from you. It's a lot going on in our society right now. I don't have a quick fix for that question. I am, however, interested in the county taking a deeper dive to create opportunities for people to, currently invest in the properties that they have. White supremacy is real, racism is real, systems exist to keep people from being as healthy as they can be, prospering, and that includes putting barriers up to home ownership. I don't know all the things that exist right now at the county level to help people, become homeowners, secure loans, but there is a need for that. I don't know if you heard yesterday, it was announced that council would receive a pot of money, pot of the ARPA dollars. What I would like to do with the money that I'm receiving for my district, and I'm talking to my mayors, I'm not just going to make a decision on my own in terms of what those dollars should be spent for, but I would like to, and I am exploring each municipality, if they currently have home repair programs in place, because I know that your home is probably the largest purchase that you're ever going to make in your life. And it sets you up for generational wealth for your family. So I know my mom had trouble once she retired on a fixed income, managing some of the repairs for her home. Like we have a huge tree in our front yard that, every couple of years, it just rips up our driveway. And so that was always a challenge, having to repair the driveway, getting fined by the city, paying those fines if you don't have the money. So I'm exploring opportunities right now to use some of that money to help owners.
With Cleveland being one of the healthcare capitals of the world, if elected, what will you do to reduce health disparities across the county?
So one of the things that I'm learning about my role on council is that we pretty much control the purse of the county. The executive runs the county. Executive and his directors, there are probably about 45 different agencies, departments, commissions within the county. And I'm hoping to work with the executive, and we are changing. We'll have a new county executive as well. So I'm interested in working with the new executive to hear what his thoughts are. And my job on council is to make sure that they are being fiscally responsible and that we get them the money that they need in order to address that issue.
Please tell us about a time you worked with someone you did not agree with to accomplish a task.
Someone that I didn't agree with?
Correct.
Oh, okay. That's still hard. Oh, that's hard. Repeat that question.
Please tell us about a time you worked with someone you did not agree with in order to accomplish a task.
I agree with everybody. No, that is a challenge. Well, okay. So I don't know. That's hard, Brother Newsome, because regardless of who the person might have been or the situation, you know, one thing about sports, it taught me how to be a role player. And so I try not to be the smartest person in the room. And I do defer um, to the input of others. So if it was something that I didn't agree upon, like an approach to something, and you know what, I do have an example. So I'm a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, and I actually serve as the chair of our social action committee in our local chapter here. And as you know, I'm running for office. So as chair, I still kind of want to have my hands on everything and direct our programming, but I have two co-chairs. And so I hope they're not listening to this. Well, they might, right? But you know, I have my social action vision. You know, I live it, I breathe it. It's social action is what I do. And so we have a couple of programs planned, and you know, we didn't necessarily agree on the methodology or the approach in which these things would get completed. But I have stepped back and I have allowed them to lead, and they have flourished.
That is all our questions. Thank you so much for taking the time. We're making our endorsement decision this week and announcing early next week. So stay tuned.
Thank you. Thank you to both organizations for allowing me this opportunity to talk with you tonight and to get to know me a little better. Thank you.
Have a great night.